What's good, YouTube? Flash Speaks here for another video, man. I made this video really, it was inspired by just combing and surfing the internet and seeing this being a topic that has been talked about all over the place. Now, I've kind of followed it over maybe the last year once it became a thing. You know, during the women's March Madness tournament last year, where you had the whole thing with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark last season, as LSU went on to win their championship. The story of the season wasn't about LSU winning the title; it was about Caitlin Clark. The image of her being mocked by Angel Reese became like the whole thing. And being a person who isn't American, who lived in America my whole life, okay, I know where that comes from, right? It's this image of one type of player fits a certain description, mocking the other type of player that fits a certain description that gets attention. I actually doubt people were watching prior to that. I just doubt it, all right? So we're not going to sit here and act like most of these jokers that's talking, not going to mention any names, black and white sports, but that they're really about basketball. Most of them are not about basketball. That's why when they talk, they say things like, your league is nothing. You know, your league was nothing until Caitlin Clark came, right? Let's make this very clear. This isn't about just Caitlin Clark. This is about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. If they really want this to succeed, you're going to need the attention of real basketball people for it to have staying power. These casual people that are just latching on, that just want to see the black and white narrative continue, you know what I'm talking about? They just want to see that. They're not going to be the ones that are going to be there for the long haul. That's why they say stupid shit like, if you keep running away these fans, you're going to lose the fans. No, listen, there's no way you're going to lose real fans. Fans don't come and go. Only casuals do that. That's why, like, this clown dude, he shouldn't even be taken seriously as a person who can weigh in on this, because obviously he's not about basketball. He's just about, the headlines. He's just about saying wild stuff, on his platform. That's all he's here for. Now, getting into his opinion, just dissecting it real fast. He's upset with Diana Taurasi. He's upset with players like Sue Bird and others who, when asked about Caitlin Clark, they didn't go out their way to praise her. They're not just dick riding and jocking Caitlin Clark. They're not part of the fan base that is just jumping on the bandwagon. Well, let me give you a little bit of insight, Mr. Unathletic dude that just like to run his mouth, on YouTube, and others who think like him. Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird, and I'll even add Caitlin Clark and others like that, they're actual basketball players and competitors. The only thing basketball players and competitors really care about are the results on the court. They don't care. They could care less about the narratives that surround the game. They could care less about the sports media aspect of it, especially the truly great ones. So, yes, it's possible that when Diana Taurasi is asked a question about Caitlin Clark, that she's speaking just from the standpoint of Caitlin Clark's game and trying to imagine, okay, you doing that in college, but I need to be impressed by you doing it in the league. And it be straight just like that. It don't have to come from a place, it could, but it doesn't have to come from a place of jealousy. Like, why would she be jealous of someone who hasn't even played in the WNBA? Was she going to be jealous because she made money or something like that? Like, could that be? Yeah. Is it likely that that's it? Probably not. Right? She understands that that girl can come to this league and flame out real quick. She go out there and just lose. Her team don't make the playoffs for a couple years. Then what? Them casual fans that was following you in college will forget her real quick and look forward to the next one, because they're not really the fans of the WNBA. right? This whole idea they don't have any fans, nobody's watching, that's hyperbole anyway. There are some people watching. Now, is it what they wish? No, they wish it was greater. Is it what the NBA is getting? No, of course not. But there's a number of things to consider. Number one, the NBA has been around a lot longer. And let's not remember the NBA struggled for a number of years. The NBA went through a downturn after Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell left. They struggled in the 70s because pretty much their greatest star, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was not a guy that was willing to play ball and be that baby face that leagues like to push as a face. He was not nice to the media, all of these different things. He stood for, civil rights, all of these types of things that they weren't really with. When they brought in Julius Erving around 1976, he gave a little bit of a jump. The attendance, 76ers games were actually broadcast all over the place. And some people down south, you'll find people in North Carolina, you'll find people down south, people in Cleveland who are 76ers fans to this day, like older guys because of Julius Erving. See, that's the way it was. Games were on tape delay. Sometimes they weren't live. The NBA was struggling. Until when? Like I said, Julius Erving gave it a little boost. And then the real boost came when you had that draft. This is America again. Between two college players, okay, that went at it in college and had one of the most famous rivalries ever. This was 1979. This was Irvin Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. That rivalry sparked the interest of the nation. These two guys went 1 and 2 in the draft. They were drafted to the most prestigious, arguably the two most prestigious teams in the NBA. And the good thing was a perfect storm. They were both supported by the league, given dominant teams, playmates or players around them. And those guys met each other in the finals a number of times in the 80s. I think it might have been 5 or 4 or something like that. A number of times in the 80s, okay? If the WNBA is smart, you got to understand, what they got to do is capitalize on the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. That's the thing. Not just Caitlin Clark is not going to do it. It's going to have to be a rivalry between Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Because just like there are people that are rooting for Caitlin Clark, there's a whole nother segment that's rooting for Angel Reese. All right? So if the WNBA was smart, they would behoove them to pour resources into the Fever and into the Chicago. Now, I don't know how it's set up. You would think Chicago and Indiana would be in the same division, so maybe they can't meet in the finals, which is unfortunate. But those teams will still play each other. And I guess they'll be rivals en route to the finals. That's what they would do. That's what they should do, okay? Because we know people are interested in Angel Reese as well. As a result of Angel Reese's first preseason game, not being televised, whereas Caitlin Clark was, because the assumption is that people are just here for Caitlin Clark. But then we found out the outrage about Angel Reese's game not being televised. They eventually showed it on YouTube, the complete game, and it got just about as many views as Caitlin Clark's game. All right, so we need to be real and get your facts straight when it comes to that. Now, when it comes to the actual Caitlin Clark, it's a good thing. She seems to have the right mentality. She's just a baller. She don't care nothing about this bullshit that these casuals are talking. She's just out there trying to play. Oh, yeah, if endorsements are going to come her way, she'll take it. Sure. Angel Reese got her nice endorsement, too. Sneaker deals and all that. So she's going to take that, too, right? Because those big companies, they're just interested into the dumb shit that goes on outside the game. But an actual player, the players we're talking about, Caitlin Clark, trust me, players oftentimes, they ain't convinced until you do it to them. All right? So, look, she get a chance to play against these players, or players that they think are good. Because that's, as good as Caitlin Clark is, she went up against competition in college. She actually lost at times. And then the way that girl when they played South Carolina, when she went up against a powerhouse team with a powerhouse coach in Dawn Staley, who know how to put that defense on you, and she went up against a top-notch defender who was also a top draft pick. Yeah, we found out. She turned that ball over a number of times in that fourth quarter. So y'all, like with all that Jordan stuff, yo, let Caitlin Clark grow. Let her become that. Don't go out there just jumping out there all stupid. You end up looking stupid, right? People like me, I know you gotta wait. I don't care how good a rookie is. You let that rookie, you let them grow. Y'all the ones that's gonna mess her up with all them stupid ass expectations that's based on some other shit that ain't got nothing to do with basketball. That you know what I'm talking about. It's based on that other thing. Y'all gonna be the ones that look stupid at the end if she doesn't work out. Now, I have no reason to think she won't work out. I think she has the right temperament. She obviously has the right work ethic. I think she'll be fine. But I also think that Angel Reese is going to be serious, too. They're just two different types of players. One is more in the mode of like the Candace Parker, like if you look at the women. But like if you were a male comp, possibly like a Tim Duncan type. She's a beastly rebounder, dominant in the paint. That's going to translate. Now, the thing with Caitlin Clark is she has the ball. She plays point guard. She's a great passer, a great shooter, seems to have great vision. So she's going to be a great player as well. I want to see them both grow. If it would be in the best interest of the WNBA to try to build their version of Magic and Bird, because this dumbass country is still hooked on that dumb shit. Okay, that let's see this black and this white go at it. Right, that's where we are. So you're not going to change that overnight. So idiots are going to be idiots, okay? And those who are able to look beyond that are going to be able to do that. But if you're the WNBA and you're about making money, go ahead, play on it. Play on it. Make both of them team powerhouses as best you can in every little crooked way you can, and accentuate that rivalry, because trust me, when the Fever and Chicago play each other, that will be the most watched game in the history of the WNBA. That's what that will be. But with regards to being the best players of all time in the WNBA, come on, man. The best women's basketball player I've ever seen is Cynthia Cooper, without a doubt. Like I watched back then when Houston first came. Second best player I've ever seen, women, is Maya Moore. I'm talking about ball handlers. But then you got your Lisa Leslie's, you got your Tina Thompsons, you got some that I'm forgetting, man. You could throw Sue Bird in there. She is phenomenal, Taurasi is another one. Candace is another one. Like, just anointing somebody to be the Jordan of something before they played is stupid. And anybody that is a sports person like me, an athlete who actually did something out there, understands what that shit takes. I don't run with, we don't run with narratives. It got to be proven on the court. Once it's done, then it's done. But all that, other than that, it's just a bunch of talk, man. It's just a bunch of talk. So let these young ladies grow, man. And, we see what happens. Peace out.